All right, so we've been waiting the whole show for our final storyteller.
No.
Oh, no, because we have somebody.
Yes.
That's right. Okay,
Robert.
sorry. Is Robert's going to come out and tell us? I'll read you who's coming out. Our next storyteller may be best remembered for playing the son of Sam opposite Martin Sheen, or the wily merchant. I'm going to say this wrong. I apologize. Salmonius, thank you. On the Hercules and Xena TV series, but playing a psychopath and salesman gave him the foundation to write The Haircut Who Would Be King, a satire about Donald Trump. Next spring, Bob will be participating in a conference on creativity and madness. Please welcome Robert Trevor. There you go.
Mercy for whom? My phone rang on a Friday night. Hello, is this Robert Trevor, Beverly Roberts' brother? Yes. Who's this? I'm Liz Williams. I'm a friend and neighbor of your sister. You need to sit down. What happened? Was there a car accident? Apparently, she was attacked by your nephew, Herb, while she was visiting him, making sure he was taking his meds. The wounds are very serious. She was medevaced from Princeton to the Newark University Hospital. They have the best trauma unit in the state. I sat down, shaking. I just spoke with my sister a couple days. I spoke with her on Wednesday. She didn't give any indication that there was... Robert, I spoke with her this morning. We were going to see a movie after work today. My sister, Beverly Roberts, would have been 75 in 2 weeks if she weren't murdered by her son Herb last year. According to the Monmouth County, New Jersey police lieutenant, it was a particularly brutal assault. There was an enormous amount of upper body bloody trauma, including broken facial bones, broken shoulders, broken arms, and most disturbingly, he gouged out her eyes and put them gently next to her body. This is what the police found when they arrived at the scene of the crime. He apparently offered no resistance. He just stood quietly next to the body and the eyeballs. In the Jewish tradition, you must bury the deceased as soon as possible. And I was now effectively Beverly's next of kin, because her other next of kin was booked on a murder charge. So I had to make the funeral arrangements from across the country. Now, I had attended her late husband's funeral 15 years before, so I used that as a template. With my wife's love and support, we contacted the synagogue, the cemetery, the funeral parlor, and catering that Beverly had used for Al. Considering the speed of the arrangements and the announcement of the funeral just a few days after her death, the turnout of friends and co-workers was astonishing. The main floor and the balcony were totally filled. Beverly had worked for more than 20 years for ARC of New Jersey, helping families of mentally and physically disabled people get the resources they need to make their lives better. Many of her clients came to the service. And when they found out I was her brother, they came over to me and hugged me and said what a godsend and angel Beverly was. She would bulldoze through bureaucracy and red tape to get people what they needed in a timely fashion. Her supervisor said she was revered by the entire state for her steely determination to help people get what they needed when they needed it. In fact, the governor of the state, Phil Murphy, sent a note of condolence to the funeral, expressing his personal appreciation for all the work my sister had done on behalf of New Jersey. Now, I didn't know any of this when Bev was alive. We would speak on the phone once a week, and she would tell me about the latest products Trader Joe's had recalled. We would talk about Downton Abbey. We would talk about Masterpiece Theater. We would talk about Mrs. Maisel. We would talk about a film or a play I had recently been in. I didn't inquire about her work, and she was always very modest about her accomplishments. My focus on the funeral and the speed and complexity, arranging it across the country, occupied all my energy. For better or worse, this kept my shock and grief at arm's length. But what about after? When the shock and grief converge, and you have a relationship and affection for both the victim and the perpetrator. When Herb was 8, his parents bought him a toy keyboard, and I taught him to play Send in the Clowns. A simple tune, no sharps or flats. And I taught him to play the 60s pop melody Sukiyaki, all sharps and flats. Bum 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 ba da da dum, bum ba da 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 dum, bum ba da dum, ba da 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 da. He was delighted. He would play them whenever we came to visit. I also played chess with him. He was just learning, and I was a mediocre minus player, so a game could last a couple hours. I also went to his bar mitzvah, and I have a scrapbook. He looked so proud and happy, holding the Torah, and his parents, Beverly and Al, were glowing, basking in the warmth that they had brought their only child to this day of honor. There's also a large photo in the scrapbook of Beverly and me dancing. We look so good. What happened? What happened? I talked with police. I talked with Herb's psychologists. And they can't tell me anything. Only 2 people know what happened. One is dead and the other is not talking. The most I can deduce is it was a psychotic break, which is close to shit happens. How do you extend mercy to shit happens? And where do I get mercy for never inquiring about the great work my sister did for so many people? And where do I get mercy? To release me from the image of my sister's eyes being plucked out like a character in a Greek tragedy, but without catharsis. A week or so before all this, on a Wednesday, my phone rang. Hello? Is this a good time to talk? Sure. Okay, couple things. First, Trader Joe's has recalled romaine. Bev, we don't buy romaine. Yeah, you buy those tuna wraps, and they have romaine in them. Okay, we'll avoid the tuna wraps. Okay, second, are you still planning to come back east for your high school reunion? Yeah, we're firming up the dates, but it'll be around your birthday. Can we stay at your place? Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. It's been so long before COVID. Okay, great. And listen, we want to treat you to a show in New York. How about the Yiddish Fiddler on the Roof? Whoa, I thought that was sold out. Yeah, but I know somebody who knows somebody. Wenn ich bin ein Rothschild, Didle, 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 dum. Oh, that sounds great. I accept. Now listen, I gotta see Herb. I gotta make sure he's taking his meds. How is he? Oh, nothing new. Same old, same old. Well, give him our love. Will do. I love you, Bob. I love you, Bev. See you soon.
I speak for everybody here that we're all sorry for your loss, and thank you for so much for sharing that. That was very emotional. She was obviously quite a person, and we felt that. So thank you.
I was happy to bring her alive for a couple of minutes.
She was. Quite something. Let's all take a deep breath. In, out, and I'm gonna